She thought it was just another Uber ride, not knowing the passenger would be the billionaire CEO who broke her heart and left her with triplets. Elena Martinez gripped the steering wheel as the luxury ride request pinged on her phone at 11 p.m. 5 years of driving nights, juggling 3 jobs, raising 3 babies alone, and in 30 seconds, her past would slide into her back seat. Alexander Rothwell, the man who promised her forever, then vanished when his startup hit gold. The father who didn't know 3 4-year-olds waited at home with his eyes, his smile, his stubborn streak. As his silhouette approached her car in the rain, Eleanor's heart stopped. Some rides take you forward. This one would drag her straight back to the night he left, and the morning she discovered she was carrying triplets. Welcome back to our channel, everyone. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to join our family of story lovers. Drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. I love connecting with viewers around the world. Today's story will show you that sometimes the past refuses to stay buried, and the most unexpected encounters can change everything. Elena's hands trembled as she watched the figure emerge from the Ritz-Carlton. The app showed the name A. Roth. She'd been too tired to make the connection. Now, watching him stride through the rain in his $1,000 suit, every memory crashed back. 5 years. 5 years since he'd kissed her goodbye and never returned. 5 years of raising Lily, Lucas, and Luna alone. 5 years of explaining why other kids had daddies and they didn't. He opened the door, sliding into the back seat while focused on his phone. "Airport, please. Terminal 2. I have a..." His words died as their eyes met in the rearview mirror. Elena watched the recognition dawn on his face, the widening of those green eyes that Lucas had inherited, the slight part of lips that Lily did when surprised. For a moment, neither breathed. Elena. His voice cracked on her name. She forced herself to look away, pulling into traffic. "Airport Terminal 2, got it. Eleanor, It's a 40-minute drive. I'd appreciate if we kept this professional." Her voice sounded steadier than she felt. Alexander sat back, and she could feel his stare burning into her through the mirror. She'd changed. The carefree girl he'd known was gone, replaced by a woman who'd learned to survive on 3 hours of sleep and pure determination. "You're driving Uber?" he finally asked. "It pays the bills." "But your art doesn't pay for diapers and formula." The words slipped out before she could stop them. Silence. "Then, you have kids?" Elena's throat tightened. "Yes." That's wonderful. How old?" 4. She watched him do the math in his head, saw the moment he dismissed the possibility. After all, she would have told him if they were his, right? "Your husband must be proud. You were always so nurturing." "No husband." She turned onto the highway, gripping the wheel tighter. "Just me." "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." "The flight terminal is probably busy tonight. You should check your gate." He took the hint, returning to his phone, but Elena caught him watching her every few minutes, like he was trying to reconcile this version with the girl who'd painted murals on his studio apartment walls while he coded through the night. "Actually," he said suddenly, "can we make a stop first? I need to pick something up from my office. I'll pay extra for the detour." "That's not how Uber works." "I'll tip. Please, Elena. It's important." She wanted to say no. Every instinct screamed to get him out of her car and back out of her life before. Her phone lit up with an incoming call. The wallpaper, 3 smiling faces covered in birthday cake, flashed briefly before she declined it. "Was that..." "My babysitter, it's fine." But her heart raced. "Mrs. Chen never called unless something was wrong. Take it, I don't mind." "I said it's fine." They drove in tense silence until Alexander spoke again. "Turn right here. My office is in the Rothwell Tower." Of course it was. The building that dominated the skyline that she pointed out to the triplets as the castle in the sky during their walks. Their father's kingdom, though they didn't know it. Eleanor pulled into the underground parking, feeling like she was entering enemy territory. This was his world now. Valet parking and marble lobbies and security guards who called him Mr. Rothwell with reverence. Come up with me, he said. I'll only be a minute, and it's cold down here. I'll wait with the car. Elena. The way he said her name still had power over her. Please, I've wanted to talk to you for 5 years. Funny way of showing it. Changing your number, moving without a word, having your lawyers send cease and desist letters when I tried to find you. He flinched. You tried to find me? Once. She wouldn't tell him why. Wouldn't tell him about the positive pregnancy test in her hand, the desperate need to tell him he was going to be a father. Your message came through clear enough. That wasn't... I can explain. I don't need explanations, Alexander. I need to get you to the airport and get home to my kids. Kids? Plural? Elena's blood ran cold. She'd slipped. Yes. How many? The phone rang again. This time she had to answer. Mrs. Chen, is everything okay? Elena, I'm so sorry to bother you, but Lucas is running a fever. It's not too high, but he's asking for you. I'll be home as soon as I can. Give him the medicine in the cabinet. Lily already got it for me. That girl, always helping. But Eleanor, he really wants his mama. 20 minutes, tell him 20 minutes. She hung up to find Alexander staring at her with an unreadable expression. Lucas, he repeated softly. I have to go. I'll cancel the ride. You won't be charged. I'm coming with you. Absolutely not. Elena, your son is sick. Let me help. I'll call my driver for the airport after. We don't need your help. Maybe not. But I'm offering it anyway. His jaw set in that stubborn line she remembered. Unless you physically throw me out of this car, I'm coming. The phone rang again. This time a small voice came through the speaker before Elena could stop it. Mama? Lucas is sick and Lily is trying to be the doctor, but she doesn't know how, and Luna is crying because... Eleanor grabbed the phone. Baby, Mama's coming right now. Tell Lucas I'll be there soon. Okay, Mama. Hurry, please. The call ended, leaving deafening silence. 3, Alexander whispered. You have 3 kids. Elena threw the car in reverse. Yes, 3. And one of them needs me. So if you're coming, stay quiet and stay out of my way. She drove like her life depended on it, which in a way it did. Those 3 little lives were everything. Alexander sat frozen in the back seat, and she could practically hear his mind working, calculating, questioning. When they pulled up to her modest apartment building, worlds away from the Ritz and Rothwell Tower, Elena was out of the car before he could speak. Wait in the car, she ordered, but he was already following, those long legs keeping pace easily. Elena, please, just tell me. Mama! The door burst open and 3 small tornadoes rushed out. Elena dropped to her knees, gathering them all in her arms, checking Lucas's forehead, wiping Luna's tears, smoothing Lily's worried face. I'm here, babies. Mama's here. Lucas threw up, Lily reported seriously, but I cleaned it up because I'm the biggest. By 2 minutes, Lucas protested weakly, clearly feeling better at his mother's arrival. I helped, Luna added. I got the towel. Elena kissed each head, so focused on her children she forgot about the man standing behind her, until Luna peeked around her shoulder. Mama, who's that man? Elena turned to find Alexander white as a sheet, staring at 3 faces that were unmistakably his own. Lucas had his eyes and stubborn chin. Lily had his nose and analytical expression. Luna had his smile and the dimple that appeared when confused. He's... Eleanor's voice failed her. Are you our daddy? Lily asked, with the directness only a 4-year-old possessed. You look like us. Alexander's legs seemed to give out. He sank onto the apartment building's step, eyes never leaving the children. Inside, babies, Eleanor said quickly. Let's get Lucas his medicine. But Mama, inside, now. They obeyed, but not without curious backward glances. Eleanor stood, putting herself between Alexander and the door. 5 years, he whispered. They're mine. They're mine, Elena corrected fiercely. I carried them. I birthed them. I've raised them alone every single day since you decided your company was more important than... I didn't know. The anguish in his voice stopped her cold. Elena, I swear I didn't know. You never told me. I tried. I called, I emailed, I went to your office. Your lawyers threatened me with harassment charges if I didn't stop trying to contact you. What was I supposed to do, Alexander? Show up with a belly full of triplets after you made it crystal clear you were done with me? Triplets, he repeated, still in shock. 3 babies. You faced that alone? I faced everything alone. Morning sickness ×3, bed rest for 2 months, 36 hours of labor. 3 NICU babies who needed round-the-clock care. First steps, first words, first everything. Alone. Mama, Lucas's voice called from inside. My tummy hurts again. Elena turned to go, but Alexander caught her hand. Please, let me help. Let me meet them. Properly. They don't need you confusing them. They don't need you at all. We've done fine. Have you? Working 3 jobs, driving Uber at night? That's not fine, Elena. That's surviving. She yanked her hand away. Don't you dare judge how I take care of my children. We may not have a tower with our name on it, but we have love. We have each other. That's more than you ever gave us. I'm sorry. The words broke from him. I'm so sorry. I was young and stupid, and my father threatened to destroy everything if I didn't. Mama, I have to go. Eleanor backed toward the door. Your driver can pick you up here. I'm not leaving. Alexander, I'm not leaving, he repeated firmly. I've already missed 4 years. I'm not missing another minute. Have you ever had your past collide with your present in ways you never expected? Sometimes the universe forces us to face what we've run from. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Elena found herself trapped between a sick child who needed her and a man whose presence threatened everything she'd built. The smart thing would be to slam the door in his face, but the look in his eyes, shattered, desperate, full of a pain that matched her own, made her hesitate. 5 minutes, she said finally. You can come in for 5 minutes while I tend to Lucas. Then you leave. He nodded quickly, following her into the apartment. Eleanor was painfully aware of how it must look to him. Toys everywhere, crayon art on the walls, mismatched furniture she'd gotten from thrift stores. But it was home. Their home. Mama, the man is here, Luna announced, peeking around the corner. Yes, baby, he's a friend. Now let's get Lucas his medicine. She found her son curled on the couch looking miserable. Elena felt his forehead, warm but not dangerously so. She dispensed the medicine while Lily hovered, her little face serious. I took his temperature like you showed me, Lily reported. 100.2, I wrote it down. That's my smart girl. Eleanor smoothed her daughter's hair, identical to her own but with Alexander's texture. Is he really our daddy? Lily whispered, glancing at Alexander, who stood frozen by the door. Why would you ask that, baby? Because he has Lucas's eyes, and Luna's dimple, and my thinking face, she demonstrated, furrowing her brow in a way that was pure Alexander. Before Elena could respond, Lucas spoke up from the couch. I don't need a daddy. We have Mama. But everyone at school has daddies, Luna pointed out. Even Jeremy, and his daddy lives in another house. We're special, Lucas insisted, though his voice wavered. Right, Mama? Eleanor's heart broke. Yes, baby, we're special. If he is our daddy, Lily said, still studying Alexander with those analytical eyes, why didn't he come before? It's complicated, sweetheart. Grown-ups always say that, Luna sighed dramatically. Alexander finally moved, dropping to one knee so he was at their eye level. You're right. Grown-ups do say that too much. The truth is, I didn't know about you, but now that I do, I'd very much like to know you, if that's okay with your mama. Are you rich? Lily asked bluntly. You dress like the rich people on TV. Lily, Elena admonished. It's okay, Alexander said, a small smile playing at his lips. Yes, I have money. But that's not important. What's important is that I hear you're very smart and helpful, and Lucas, your mama says you're brave and protective, and Luna, I bet you're creative and kind. How did you know that? Luna asked, wide-eyed. Because you're painting on the walls. which shows creativity. And you were worried about your brother, which shows kindness. Luna beamed. I painted that one. She pointed to a colorful blob that might have been a butterfly or a dinosaur. It's beautiful, Alexander said sincerely. Do you know about space? Lucas asked from the couch, testing him. I know all the planets. I know a little. What's your favorite? Saturn, because of the rings. Did you know they're made of ice and rock? I did know that. Did you know some of the ice chunks are as big as houses? Lucas sat up slightly, interested despite himself. Really? Really? Maybe someday I could take you to the planetarium to see them up close, through telescopes. Mama takes us to the library to see space books, Lily said, a note of protectiveness in her voice. She knows about space too. I'm sure she does. Your mama is very smart. Alexander's eyes found Elena's. She always was. Medicine is working, Elena said abruptly, needing to break the moment. Lucas, how's your tummy? Better. Can the man stay for dinner? Oh, baby, I don't think... Please, Mama, Luna joined in. He seems nice and he likes my butterfly. It's a dragon, Lucas corrected. It's abstract art, Lily declared with authority. It can be whatever the viewer sees. Alexander chuckled, and the sound transported Elena back to late nights in his tiny apartment, laughing over takeout and dreams. Before everything got complicated, before he chose his company over her. We're just having soup, Elena said weakly. Nothing fancy. I love soup, Alexander said quickly. If you'll have me. 3 pairs of eyes turned to Elena with identical pleading expressions. She was outnumbered and outmaneuvered. Fine, but just dinner. Then, Mr. She paused, realizing she couldn't say Rothwell without raising more questions. Then he has to go. Alexander, he supplied. You can call me Alexander. That's a long name, Luna observed. Can we call you Alex? You can call me whatever you'd like. As Elena heated the soup, stretching it with extra noodles to feed one more, she watched Alexander with her children. He listened intently as Lucas explained his space facts, nodded seriously at Lily's description of her organizational system for their toys, and praised Luna's artistic interpretations. He was natural with them in a way that hurt to watch. This was what she'd dreamed of during those long nights of pregnancy, during the terrifying NICU days, during every milestone he'd missed. Mama makes the best soup, Luna informed him as they sat around the small table. She puts love in it. The secret ingredient, Elena said softly, ladling soup into mismatched bowls. My mom used to say the same thing, Alexander said, his voice catching slightly. Used to. Lily picked up on the past tense immediately. She passed away when I was young. That's sad, Luna said simply, but now you have us. Luna, Elena warned. What? He's lonely. I can tell. Lonely people need friends. Alexander's eyes suspiciously bright. You're very perceptive, Luna. I don't know what that means, but thank you. They ate in relative quiet, punctuated by the children's chatter. Elena noticed Alexander watching every movement, memorizing every gesture, as if trying to download 4 years of missed moments. Why were you in Mama's car? Lily asked suddenly. Don't rich people have their own cars? I needed a ride to the airport. Your mama happened to be the driver who came. Mama's the best driver, Lucas said loyally. She never gets lost. I got us lost at the zoo once, Elena admitted. But you found us again, Luna pointed out. That's what matters. Alexander smiled. Your mama was always good at finding her way. Not always, Elena said quietly, and his smile faded. After dinner, the triplets showed Alexander their room, one bedroom divided into 3 spaces with curtains Elena had sewn herself. Each area reflected its occupant, Lucas's space-themed corner, Lily's organized desk area, Luna's art-covered walls. We share everything, Lily explained, because we're a team. The best team, Lucas added. The only team that matters, Luna concluded. Eleanor watched from the doorway as Alexander took in the reality of their life. No separate rooms, no expensive toys, just creativity and love making the most of what they had. It's perfect, he said, and she could tell he meant it. Bedtime, Elena announced, causing a chorus of groans. But Mama, we have a guest, Luna protested. Who needs to leave so you can sleep? School tomorrow. Will you come back? Lily asked Alexander directly. To visit? Alexander looked at Elena, silently asking permission. She found herself nodding slightly, against her better judgment. If your mama says it's okay, I'd like that very much. Yay! Luna hugged him impulsively. You give good hugs, almost as good as Mama. Lucas and Lily joined the hug, and Elena saw Alexander's composure crack. He held them like they were made of spun glass and solid gold, like they might disappear if he let go. Okay, babies, pajamas, teeth, bed. They reluctantly released him and trudged off to get ready. Alexander stood slowly, looking lost. I'll walk you out, Elena said. They stood in the hallway, the weight of everything unsaid pressing down on them. Elena, he started, not tonight. I can't do this tonight. When? I don't know. I need time to think, to figure out what's best for them. They're incredible. His voice was thick with emotion. You've done an amazing job. No thanks to you. I know I have no right to ask for anything, but Elena, please, let me be in their lives, let me help. Help. Where was help when I was on bed rest and couldn't work? Where was help when they were in NICU and I couldn't afford to miss shifts but couldn't leave them? Where was help when... You're right. He cut off her building tirade. You're absolutely right, I wasn't there. I failed you, failed them, but I'm here now. Because of coincidence, because I happened to pick up your ride. Maybe. Or maybe fate decided it was time. He stepped closer. Eleanor, I never stopped. Don't. She held up a hand. Don't you dare say you never stopped loving me. You stopped. You stopped everything the day you walked away. My father threatened to destroy the company, to fire everyone, hundreds of jobs. I was pregnant with triplets, your triplets, and you chose them over us. I didn't know, because you didn't stay long enough to find out. They stood there, years of hurt and anger crackling between them. Then, from inside, Luna's voice, Mama, we're ready for stories. I have to go, Elena said. Can I have your number to check on Lucas tomorrow? She wanted to say no. Every self-protective instinct screamed no, but the image of 3 little faces lighting up at his presence weakened her resolve. Fine, she rattled off her number. Text only. Don't call during work. Thank you. He memorized it like a lifeline. Elena, Good night, Alexander. She closed the door on whatever he might have said, leaning against it as she heard his footsteps fade. Inside, 3 pajama-clad children waited on the couch. Is he our daddy? Lily asked without preamble. Elena sat between them, gathering them close. Yes, baby. He is. Why didn't he come before? Lucas's voice was small. It's complicated. No grown-up words, Luna interrupted. Truth words. Elena took a breath. Sometimes grown-ups make mistakes. Big ones. He didn't know about you 3, and when he found out tonight, he wanted to meet you. Will he come back? Lily asked. I don't know, sweetheart. We'll see. I hope he does, Luna said. He was sad. We made him happy. You make everyone happy, Elena kissed her head. But especially him, Luna insisted. His eyes did the sparkly thing, like yours when you look at us. Out of the mouths of babes, Elena tucked them in, telling the requested stories, singing the lullabies that had become their routine. When they finally drifted off, she sat in the living room, staring at her phone. A text had come through. Thank you for tonight. They're perfect. You're an incredible mother. I know I have no right to ask, but please let me try to make things right. Not just for them. For you, too. She didn't respond. Couldn't. Because responding meant opening a door she'd welded shut 5 years ago. A door that protected her heart from the man who'd shattered it. But as she looked at the photo on her wall, 3 smiling faces covered in finger paint, she wondered if keeping that door closed was protecting them or depriving them. Her phone buzzed again. Lucas feeling better. This she could answer. Fever broke. Sleeping now. Good. Elena, I need you to know something. My father died 2 years ago. The threats, the pressure, it's all gone. I've been looking for you. Stop. I hired investigators, but you disappeared so completely. Now I understand why. I said stop. I never married, never could. Every woman I met, I compared to you. None of them laughed at my terrible jokes or painted my walls or made instant ramen taste like gourmet food. Eleanor's eyes burned. She remembered those nights, young and in love, believing they could conquer anything together. That girl is gone, Alexander. She died in a delivery room, terrified and alone, bringing 3 babies into the world with no one to hold her hand. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She turned off her phone, unable to bear anymore, but sleep wouldn't come. Instead, she found herself pulling out a box from the closet. Inside, carefully wrapped, were mementos from their time together. Photos of them laughing, painting, dreaming. The ring he'd given her. Not an engagement ring, but a promise ring. A promise he'd broken. Ultrasound images she'd never got to show him. The triplets' hospital bracelets, impossibly tiny. At the bottom, the letter she'd written but never sent. Alexander, I'm pregnant. 3 babies. I'm terrified and excited and I need you. Please call me. Please come back. We can figure this out together. I love you. E. The paper was tear-stained and worn from all the times she'd almost sent it, almost fought past his lawyers and walls. But pride and hurt had won. She'd chosen to go it alone rather than beg for scraps of attention. Now he was back, wanting to play father, wanting to help. After she'd done the hard part. After she'd survived the impossible. Her phone buzzed. Against her better judgment, she turned it on. I know you're angry. You have every right to be. But those 3 perfect children deserve to know their father, and maybe if you'll let me, I can earn the right to know them. And you, again. A. Have you ever had to choose between protecting your heart and giving your children what they deserve? Sometimes the hardest decisions are the ones where love and fear collide. Let me know your thoughts below. The next morning came too soon. Eleanor woke to Luna's face inches from hers. Mama, I dreamed about the sad man. He was happy in my dream. That's nice, baby. Can we make him happy in real life too? Before Elena could answer, her phone rang. The school. Ms. Martinez, Lucas is in the nurse's office. He says his stomach hurts again. I'll be right there. She called Mrs. Chen, but she couldn't watch the girls. Doctor's appointment. Eleanor's boss at the diner wouldn't be happy about another missed shift, but what choice did she have? As she buckled the girls into their car seats, Lucas's booster empty and accusing, her phone buzzed. How is he this morning? She almost ignored it. Then, desperate and hating herself for it, she typed, School called. He's sick again. Have to pick him up. Which school? Why? Please, Eleanor, let me help. PS 84. I'll meet you there. Alexander. No. But he'd stopped responding. Eleanor drove to the school, her ancient Honda making concerning noises. Another thing to worry about. Another expense she couldn't afford. She found Alexander already in the nurse's office, Lucas curled against him, looking miserable but comfortable. Mama! Lucas reached for her. Hi, baby. Tummy again? It hurts, he whimpered. Mr. Rothwell explained he's Lucas's father, the nurse said, giving Eleanor a curious look. I wasn't aware. It's a recent development, Elena said tightly. Thank you for calling. She scooped Lucas up, his little arms wrapping around her neck. Alexander followed them out, the girls trailing behind. Is Lucas okay? Lily asked, worried. He'll be fine, sweetheart. Maybe we should take him to a doctor, Alexander suggested quietly. Recurring stomach pain could be... I know what it could be. I also know what doctors cost. I'll pay. We don't need your money. This isn't about money. It's about Lucas's health. Mama, Lucas whimpered. It really hurts. Eleanor's resolve crumbled. Her baby was in pain and pride wouldn't fix that. Fine, she whispered. Alexander immediately took charge, guiding them to his car, a luxury SUV that made her Honda look even shabbier. He'd had car seats installed, 3 of them brand new. When did you... This morning. I wanted to be prepared. The girls were impressed by the fancy car, Lucas less so as he curled into Eleanor's lap. At the pediatric urgent care, the expensive one Eleanor had always driven past, Alexander handled everything. Family? The receptionist asked. Yes, Alexander said firmly. I'm their father. The words hung in the air. Lily and Luna exchanged glances. Lucas burrowed deeper into Elena's shoulder. The doctor was thorough, gentle, asking questions that made Elena realize how often Lucas had been complaining of stomach pain. Stress, the doctor concluded, common in children dealing with changes or anxiety. Has anything changed recently in his environment? The doctor asked. Elena felt Alexander tense beside her. No, she lied. Nothing significant. Sometimes children internalize stress. Make sure he's getting enough sleep, regular meals, plenty of reassurance. Outside, Alexander loaded them back into the car. Stress, he said quietly. He's stressed. All kids get stressed. Or he senses something. Kids are intuitive. He knows something's changed. Nothing's changed, Elena insisted. I showed up. For one night. That's not... Mama, Lily interrupted. Lucas gets tummy aches when he's worried, like before the school play, or when you cry. I don't cry, Eleanor said automatically. You do, Luna said matter-of-factly. At night sometimes. We hear you. Eleanor's face burned. Alexander's hands tightened on the steering wheel. Where to? He asked quietly. Home. We've taken enough of your time. It's not. He stopped. Home it is. The ride was quiet, except for Luna humming and Lily pointing out landmarks. Lucas dozed against Eleanor, his face peaceful in sleep. At their building, Alexander helped them out, those expensive car seats staying behind like a promise or a threat. Thank you, Elena forced herself to say. For the doctor. Can I come up just to help get him settled? Please, Mama, Lily added. He's good at carrying things. Elena found herself nodding, too tired to fight. Alexander carried Lucas while she managed the girls and their backpacks. Inside, he laid Lucas gently on the couch, covering him with the dinosaur blanket Luna fetched. Mama, can Alexander stay for lunch? Luna asked. We have sandwiches. I'm sure he has work. I cleared my day, Alexander said, but I don't want to impose. You cleared your day? Eleanor stared at him. You run a billion-dollar company. I have a good team, and this is more important. Sandwiches, Luna declared, taking his acceptance as given. Elena made sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly, nothing fancy, while the girls showed Alexander their homework. He helped Lily with math, his patience endless as she worked through problems. You're good at teaching, Lily observed. Are you smart? Sometimes your mama's smarter, though. She is, Lucas said from the couch, awake now. She knows everything. Not everything, Elena protested, bringing plates over. Everything important, Lucas insisted. He looked at Alexander shyly. Do you know about constellations? A little, do you? Mama taught us. She shows us through the window. Even though we can't see many stars here, she knows where they are. She always did love the stars, Alexander said softly. Elena remembered lying on his apartment roof, pointing out constellations, dreaming of a future as vast as the sky. Before that future narrowed to survival. Can you show him, Mama? Luna asked. The star map you made us? Eleanor reluctantly retrieved the hand-drawn star map from their room. She'd made it during one of Lucas's sleepless nights, helping him find peace in the cosmos. This is beautiful, Alexander breathed, studying her careful work. You always were an artist. I was a lot of things, Elena said quietly. You still are. Being a mother didn't erase who you were, Elena. It added to it. Pretty words don't change reality. No, but maybe I can. Alexander, I want to hire you. What? As an artist, my company needs someone to design educational materials, murals for the children's areas in our buildings, real art, not corporate nonsense. You can't just... It's a real position. Posted for months. No one's been right for it. He pulled out his phone, showing her the job listing. Look, posted 3 months ago. Elena read it, her heart racing. The salary was more than her 3 jobs combined. Regular hours, benefits, everything she needed. This is charity, she said. This is opportunity. You'd have to interview, submit a portfolio. If you're not right for it, you don't get it. But Elena, you're right for it. You were always right for it. I don't have a portfolio anymore. I haven't painted in years. So start again. The position's open until we fill it. Mama paints, Luna announced. In her head, she told me. She sees colors and shapes but doesn't have time to make them real. Luna! It's true, you said so. Alexander leaned forward. Take the time, make them real. Even if you don't apply for the job, do it for you, for them. Show them that dreams don't have to die when life gets hard. Easy for you to say from your tower. You're right, it is easy for me to say. But that doesn't make it wrong. He looked at the triplets, who were watching intently. What do you think? Should your mama paint again? Yes, they chorused. I can help, Lily offered. I'll organize your supplies. I'll be inspiration, Luna added. I'm very inspiring. I'll make sure you eat, Lucas said seriously. Artists forget to eat, I saw it on TV. Eleanor felt tears threatening. You 3 are conspiring against me. We're conspiring for you, Lily corrected. There's a difference. Alexander smiled at her logic. Can't argue with that. Where would I even paint? When? The garage, Lucas suggested. It has that window. That's building storage, baby. Actually, Alexander said carefully, I own the building. Elena's head snapped up. What? I bought it this morning, the whole building. You bought our building this morning. Don't look at me like that. It was for sale. Has been for months. I just expedited things. Alexander, you can't just... I can, and I did. The garage is yours if you want it. No rent. Call it an artist residency. This is insane. You're insane. Probably. But the deed's done. Literally. Does this mean we can paint the walls? Luna asked excitedly. No, Elena said firmly. It means Alexander is overstepping in ways that... Mama, Lily interrupted, you always tell us to accept help when it's offered nicely. He's offering nicely. From the mouths of babes, Alexander murmured. Elena wanted to argue, but 3 pairs of hopeful eyes watched her. Her babies who'd seen her sacrifice everything for them, who wanted to see her dream again. I'll think about it, she said finally. That's all I ask. Alexander stood. I should go, let you all rest. But you just got here, Luna protested. I'll come back, if your mama says it's okay. All eyes turned to Elena. She thought about Lucas's stress stomach aches, about the joy in their faces when Alexander helped with homework, about the empty space at their table shaped like a father. Saturday, she heard herself say. You can come Saturday. We go to the park. The duck park, Luna added. Bring bread. I'll bring bread, Alexander promised solemnly. What time? 10, Elena said. Don't be late. I won't. He moved toward the door, then paused. Thank you for today, for letting me help. We're not a charity case, Alexander. No, you're my family, whether you let me claim you or not. After he left, the apartment felt different, fuller somehow, as if his presence had awakened something dormant. I like him, Luna announced. He's nice, Lily agreed, and smart. He makes Mama make her thinking face, Lucas observed. What thinking face? Eleanor asked. Lucas scrunched his forehead in perfect imitation of her conflicted expression. That one. You 3 are trouble, Eleanor sighed. But you love us, they said in unison, a practiced response to her frequent declaration. More than all the stars, she confirmed, pulling them close. That night, after bedtime stories and songs, Elena found herself in the garage with a flashlight. It was dusty and full of forgotten things, but Lucas was right. There was a window. Light would come through. She could make this work. Her phone buzzed. Thank you for today. for letting me in, even a little. They're extraordinary, Elena. Just like their mother. Aye. She typed and deleted a dozen responses before settling on, Saturday, 10 a.m. Don't bring fancy bread. They like the cheap white stuff. Noted. Sleep well, Elena. She stood in the dusty garage, imagining canvases and colors, dreams given form. For 5 years, she'd survived. Maybe it was time to try living again. Saturday arrived grey and drizzly, but nothing dampened the triplets' excitement. "He's here!" Luna shrieked from her window perch. "And he has bags!" Alexander arrived laden with bread, snacks, and rain boots in 3 small sizes. "Just in case," he said at Elena's raised eyebrow. "Those are expensive," she protested. "They're practical. Puddles are serious business." "Boots!" Luna was already pulling hers on. "Look, Mama, frog faces." "Mine have rockets," Lucas said with wonder. "Flowers," Lily reported, clearly pleased. "How did you know?" "Lucky guesses," Alexander said, but Elena noticed he watched each child's reaction carefully, filing away their joy. The park was nearly empty due to the drizzle, which meant they had the duck pond to themselves. The triplets ran ahead, splashing in their new boots, while Elena and Alexander followed at a slower pace. "You're spoiling them," she said. "I'm making up for lost time." "You can't buy their love, Alexander." "I'm not trying to. I'm trying to show them I pay attention, that I care about the details." He paused. "Like how Lucas checks on his sisters before himself, or how Lily organizes everything by size and color, or how Luna sees the world as one big canvas. You noticed all that? I notice everything about them, and you." He glanced at her. "Like how you count heads every 30 seconds, how you carry extra everything in that bag, how you smile when you think no one's looking." "Alexander, I'm not pushing, just noticing." They reached the pond where the triplets were already debating duck politics. "That one's the president," Luna declared, pointing at a particularly fat mallard. "Why?" Lily asked. "Because he looks important." "That's not how democracy works," Lily protested. "Ducks might have different rules," Lucas offered diplomatically. Alexander laughed. "They're incredible, each so different, but so connected." "Triplet bond," Elena said. "They've been a unit since birth, literally. They were born holding hands." "Really?" Lucas came first, pulling Lily, who was gripping Luna. "The doctors said they'd never seen anything like it." She smiled at the memory. "They've been inseparable ever since. Tell me more about their birth, growing up, everything I missed." Eleanor found herself sharing as they walked. The terrifying pregnancy, the bed rest, the NICU days. First smiles, Luna. First words, Lily saying no. First steps, Lucas chasing a cat. Birthday parties with homemade decorations, Christmas mornings with second-hand toys made magical with wrapping paper. "You gave them everything," Alexander said softly. "I gave them love. Sometimes that had to be enough." It was. Look at them. The triplets were teaching the ducks interpretive dance, Luna leading while Lucas and Lily followed with varying degrees of enthusiasm. "But it could be easier now," Alexander continued, "if you'd let me help. I've been thinking about your job offer. And I need to know it's real, not just something you created for us. Come to the office Monday, meet the team, see the space, judge for yourself." "I don't have—" She stopped. She'd been about to say she didn't have anyone to watch the kids, but that wasn't true anymore, was it? "Bring them," Alexander said, reading her hesitation. "The office has a daycare. They can play while you interview." "You have a daycare? Employee benefit. Happy parents make productive workers." "Mama," Lucas called, "the ducks are hungry." They distributed bread, Alexander showing Luna how to throw it far enough that all the ducks got some. He helped Lucas identify different species using his phone and listened gravely to Lily's theories about duck social structures. "You're good with them," Elena said quietly. "They make it easy. They're so open, so eager to share their world." "Daddy," Luna called without thinking, then froze. "I mean, Alexander." The word hung in the air. Alexander's face went through a series of emotions before settling on carefully neutral. "Either is fine," he said gently. "Whatever feels right to you." Luna considered this. "Maybe sometimes, Daddy, when I feel like it." "I'd like that very much." "Me too," Lucas said quietly. "If that's okay." "More than okay." Alexander's voice was rough. Lily, ever practical, said, "We should probably all use the same name to avoid confusion." "Or," Elena found herself saying, "you can each decide what feels right to you." 3 small faces turned to her in surprise. She'd been the holdout, the protector, the one keeping walls up. This permission meant everything. "Really, Mama?" Lily asked. "Really? This is new for all of us. We'll figure it out as we go." "I like Daddy," Luna decided. "It sounds happy." "Dad for me," Lucas said. "Daddy sounds babyish." "I'll think about it," Lily said. "I like to consider all options." Alexander laughed wetly. "That's very wise, Lily." They stayed until the drizzle became real rain, then ran for the car, shrieking and laughing. Elena found herself laughing too, caught up in the simple joy of the moment. Back at the apartment, Alexander helped get everyone dry and warm. He made hot chocolate while Elena handled wet clothes, the domesticity of it all making her heart ache with want and weariness. "Can you stay for movie night?" Luna asked. "We're watching Moana." "Again," Lucas sighed. "We've seen it 1,000,000 times." "It's a good movie," Luna defended. "If your mama says yes." Alexander looked at Elena hopefully. She should say no, should maintain boundaries. But 3 hopeful faces and 1 carefully neutral one weakened her resolve. "Okay, but you have to make popcorn." "Deal." Have you ever watched walls you carefully built start to crumble brick by brick? Sometimes the strongest fortresses are defeated not by force, but by patient, persistent love. Share your thoughts below. They piled onto the couch, triplets in the middle, adults bookending them. Somewhere during How Far I'll Go, Luna migrated to Alexander's lap. By "You're welcome," Lucas was using him as a pillow. Lily held out until "shiny," then gave in and tucked herself under his other arm. Elena watched them over the children's heads, her babies, who'd never had a father's arms to hold them, finally experiencing what they'd been missing. Alexander looked overwhelmed, holding them like precious gifts he'd never expected to receive. "Mama, you're crying," Lily observed. "Happy tears, baby." "Because we're all together?" "Yeah, because we're all together." Alexander reached over the children, taking her hand. She should pull away, should remember the pain, the abandonment, the years of struggle. Instead, she held on. The movie ended with everyone except Elena asleep. Alexander was covered in children, unable to move without waking them. He looked at her helplessly. "Welcome to parenthood," she whispered. "Sometimes you're just furniture." "I'm okay with that," he whispered back. "I'm okay with all of it." "Even Luna drooling on your shirt?" "Especially that." They sat in comfortable silence, the TV playing quietly, the rain pattering against windows. Eleanor found herself memorizing this moment. Her children safe and loved, their father finally where he belonged. "I'm sorry," Alexander said suddenly, "for leaving, for not fighting harder, for everything." "I know. Do you forgive me?" Eleanor considered. "I'm trying. For them and for me. Holding on to anger is exhausting. I'll earn it. Your forgiveness, your trust, everything." "Alexander, I know it won't be easy or quick, but I'll do whatever it takes. Therapy, parenting classes, groveling, whatever you need. Right now I need you to help me get them to bed without waking them. I can do that." Together they managed to transfer 3 sleeping children to their beds. Alexander carried Lucas and Lily while Elena handled Luna. They worked in synchronized silence, a glimpse of what could be. At the door, Alexander paused. "Thank you for today, for letting me be part of it." "They need you," Elena admitted. "I see that now. What about you? What do you need?" "Time, patience, consistency. Prove you're staying." I'm staying, he said firmly. Forever, if you'll let me. Let's start with tomorrow and work from there. Tomorrow? Sunday dinner, nothing fancy, just be here. I'll be here. After he left, Elena stood in her children's doorway, watching them sleep. 3 pieces of her heart, finally whole with their father's presence. It terrified her how easily he'd fit into their lives, how naturally they'd accepted him. Her phone buzzed. Thank you doesn't feel like enough, but thank you. For today. For them. For the chance to prove I'm worth forgiving. She typed back, just keep showing up, that's all I ask. Always. From now on, always. Eleanor believed him. Despite everything, she believed him. And that terrified her most of all. Monday morning arrived with typical chaos. 3 children to dress, feed and organize while Elena tried to make herself presentable for the interview she'd agreed to. You look pretty, Mama, Luna said, watching Elena apply rarely used makeup. Professional, Lily corrected. That's the word for work, pretty. I'm nervous, Elena admitted. Why? Lucas asked. You're the best artist ever. I haven't made art in a long time, baby. But you still are one, he insisted. Like how Daddy's still our daddy even when he wasn't here. From the mouths of babes. Alexander arrived precisely at 8, looking every inch the CEO in his tailored suit. The triplets were impressed. Fancy Daddy, Luna giggled. Work clothes, he explained, like armor for business battles. Do you fight dragons? Lucas asked hopefully. Worse, board members. The ride to Rothwell Tower was an adventure itself. The triplets peppered Alexander with questions about the building, his work, whether his office had toys. It will after today, he promised, making a mental note. Elena watched the city pass, her portfolio, hastily assembled from phone photos of old work, clutched in her lap. This was insane. She was a single mother who drove Uber, not a corporate artist. You're overthinking, Alexander said quietly. You don't know what I'm thinking. Your left eyebrow twitches when you overthink. Always has. I don't. She caught herself doing it and scowled. Mama's nervous, Lily announced. We should sing the brave song. Before Elena could protest, 3 voices launched into a made-up song about bravery and dragons and mama bears. Even Alexander joined in on the chorus, making them giggle. Better? He asked as they pulled into the executive parking. A little, Elena admitted. The building's lobby was all marble and glass, intimidating in its perfection. But Alexander walked them through like it was home, greeting security, introducing the triplets to everyone they passed. My children, he said proudly, Lily, Lucas and Luna, and their mother Eleanor. The daycare was a revelation, bright, cheerful with trained staff and age-appropriate activities. The triplets were enchanted. Can we stay here forever? Luna asked. Just while Mama has her meeting, Alexander said, but if she gets the job you could come sometimes. Then she has to get it, Lucas decided. Eleanor kissed each of them, drawing strength from their confidence. Then Alexander led her to the creative department. I'm not interviewing you, he said in the elevator. That would be nepotism. The team will decide. I won't even be in the room. Good. That's good. Eleanor. He turned to face her. You earned this interview. Your work speaks for itself. Don't let our history make you doubt your talent. The elevator opened before she could respond. The creative department was nothing like the sterile corporate floors. Color everywhere. Works in progress. People in jeans despite the building's formality. You must be Elena, a woman with purple-streaked hair approached. I'm Zoe, lead designer. We're so excited to see your work. The interview was a blur. Elena presented her old pieces, discussed her vision for educational murals, answered questions about color theory and child development. Somewhere along the way, she forgot to be nervous. This was her element. Art, creativity, making beauty for children. Your use of color is extraordinary, one team member said. Vibrant but not overwhelming. Children see the world differently, Eleanor explained. Their colors should reflect that joy. When could you start? Zoe asked. What? The job. When could you start? Because honestly, we'd hire you right now if we could. Eleanor's heart stopped. You're offering me the job? Pending Alexander's approval, but he always trusts our judgment. Plus, your portfolio is exactly what we've been looking for. Someone who understands that corporate art doesn't have to be soulless. I need to think. Of course, take your time. But Eleanor, we really hope you say yes. Eleanor left the interview in a daze. The job was real. The opportunity was real. She could provide for her children while creating art. It seemed too good to be true. She found Alexander in the daycare, all three triplets using him as a jungle gym while he discussed dinosaurs with deadly seriousness. "Mama," Luna spotted her first. "Did you win?" They offered me the job." "I knew it," Lily pumped her fist. "You're the best." Alexander's face lit up with pride. "Of course they did, you're brilliant." "This doesn't mean," Eleanor started. "I know, job and personal life are separate. But Eleanor, let me be happy for you, as a friend, as someone who's always known you were capable of amazing things. We should celebrate," Lucas announced. "Ice cream." "It's 11 a.m., Elena protested weakly. "Celebration ice cream has no time rules," Alexander said solemnly. "I'm pretty sure that's a law." And so, Elena found herself at an ice cream parlor at 11 a.m. on a Monday, watching her children and their father debate flavor choices with scientific precision. It felt surreal. It felt dangerous. It felt like everything she'd never dared to want. "So you're doing the thinking face again," Lucas observed, chocolate already on his nose. "Just processing, baby." "Is it scary?" Lily asked. "The new job?" "A little." "But you'll do it anyway because you're brave?" "Because you three make me brave," Elena corrected. "And Daddy helps," Luna added matter-of-factly. "He believes in you real big." Alexander's ears turned red. "Luna's right. I do. Always have." "Even when you left?" The question slipped out before Elena could stop it. The table went quiet. Even the triplets sensed the weight of the moment. "Especially then," Alexander said quietly. "Leaving you was the hardest thing I've ever done. I thought I was protecting you from my father's wrath, from the mess my life was becoming. I thought you'd be better off." "You thought wrong," Eleanor said simply. "I know that now. Knew it then too, deep down. I was a coward." "Yes," Eleanor agreed. "You were. But he's here now," Lucas said in a small voice. "That's what matters, right? Being here now." Eleanor looked at her son, their son, wise beyond his years. "You're right, baby. Being here now matters." "So we can be a real family?" Luna asked hopefully. "We are a real family," Elena said carefully. "Just still figuring out what that looks like." "I like how it looks," Lily decided. "Messy but happy." "Messy but happy," Alexander repeated. "I can work with that." The next few weeks fell into a pattern. Elena started her new job, loving every minute of creating murals that would brighten children's days. Alexander picked up the triplets from daycare when her meetings ran late. Family dinners became regular occurrences. "You're playing house," her friend Maria warned over coffee. "What happens when reality hits?" "This is reality," Elena insisted. "Complicated, imperfect reality. He hurt you, abandoned you. You can't just forget that." "I'm not forgetting, I'm choosing to forgive. For them, for me. And when he leaves again?" "He won't." Eleanor surprised herself with the certainty in her voice. "I see how he looks at them, Maria. How he looks at me, he's not going anywhere. You're falling for him again." "I never stopped," Elena admitted. "I just got better at hiding it." That night, after the triplets were asleep, Alexander lingered in the doorway. "Stay," Elena heard herself say. "Elena, just to talk. I need to tell you something." They sat on the couch, careful distance between them. "The night you left," Elena began, "I was going to tell you I was pregnant. I'd bought a special dinner, had a whole speech planned. Then you came home and said it was over, that your father demanded you marry someone suitable or lose everything." "Elena, let me finish. I sat there with 3 pregnancy tests in my pocket, watching you choose your company over us, over babies you didn't even know existed. If I had known, would it have changed anything? Really? Your father still would have threatened to destroy everything. You still would have had to choose. Alexander was quiet for a long moment. You're right. I don't know what I would have done. I was weak, scared of losing everything I'd built. But Elena, I need you to know. Losing you destroyed me anyway. The company succeeded, but I was empty. Every achievement felt hollow without you to share it with. Pretty words, Alexander. True words. I dated, tried to move on. Every woman I met I compared to you. None of them laughed at my jokes the way you did. None of them saw beauty in ordinary things. None of them were you. Stop. Why? Why can't I tell you how I feel? Because I'm barely holding it together as it is. Eleanor stood, pacing. Do you know how hard it's been? Watching you with them, seeing the father you're becoming, remembering why I fell in love with you in the first place. Then stop fighting it. Alexander stood too, moving closer. Stop punishing us both for my mistakes. It's not that simple. It is that simple. I love you. I've always loved you. I will always love you. And those 3 perfect children in there? They're proof that what we had was real. What we had is gone. No, it's changed, evolved. We're not the same people we were 5 years ago. But Elena, the way I feel when I look at you, that hasn't changed at all. Alexander, please, tell me you don't feel it too. Tell me your heart doesn't race when I'm near. Tell me you don't think about us, about what we could be. I can't, she whispered. Can't tell me you don't feel it? Can't do this. Can't risk them getting hurt if we try and fail. What if we don't fail? What if we're better now, stronger? What if everything that happened led us here, to this moment, to this chance? He was so close now she could feel his warmth, smell his cologne mixed with the finger paint Luna had gotten on his shirt earlier. I'm scared, she admitted. Me too. Terrified. But Eleanor, I'm more scared of wasting another day not being with you. Really with you. The kids love us together. You see how they light up when we're all together. We're not just co-parenting, Eleanor. We're building something. Let us build it. She looked up at him, seeing the boy she'd fallen in love with beneath the successful man he'd become. The same eyes that had promised her forever, older now, but no less sincere. One date, she heard herself say. A real date. Just us. See if we're the same people we're remembering. Saturday? Mrs. Chen already said she'd babysit. You already asked her? I've been hoping. He cupped her face gently. Elena, can I? Yes. He kissed her softly, carefully, like she might disappear. 5 years melted away as she kissed him back, muscle memory and new discovery colliding. When they parted, both were breathless. That was, she started. Worth waiting 5 years for, he finished. You're not playing fair. I'm not playing at all. Not with you, not with them. This is everything to me. Saturday, she said firmly. We'll see. We'll see, he agreed, but his smile said he already knew the outcome. After he left, Elena checked on the triplets. Luna had kicked off her covers, Lucas was upside down. Lily had arranged her stuffed animals in size order, even in sleep. Her babies, who might finally have the complete family they deserved. Her phone buzzed. Thank you. For the chance. For the kiss. For everything. Saturday can't come fast enough. A. She typed back. Don't be late. And Alexander? Bring flowers. You owe me 5 years' worth of flowers. I'll bring a garden. Eleanor smiled despite herself. Maybe Maria was right. Maybe she was falling for him again. Or maybe she'd never stopped falling and was finally ready to land. Saturday arrived with 3 excited conspirators. Mama's going on a real date, Luna sang, dancing around the bedroom. With Daddy, Lucas added, bouncing on the bed. About time, Lily muttered, sounding eerily like Mrs. Chen. Eleanor tried on her 3rd dress, nerves making her indecisive. It's just dinner. It's not just dinner, Lily said wisely. It's a beginning. When did you get so smart? Tuesday. Mrs. Patterson taught us about story structure. Every good story needs a beginning, middle, and end. You and Daddy had a beginning before, then a really long middle where you were apart. Now it's time for a new beginning that leads to a happy ending. Life isn't a story, baby. Sure it is, we just get to help write it. The doorbell rang, sending the triplets racing to answer. Eleanor heard their excited chatter, Alexander's deep laugh, then footsteps approaching. He appeared in her doorway holding a ridiculous amount of flowers. Not just a bouquet, multiple bouquets, roses, daisies, sunflowers, tulips. You said 5 years' worth, he explained sheepishly. Where did you even find sunflowers in April? I have connections. Also a very amused florist who heard the whole story and threw in extras. You told a stranger our story. The abbreviated version. Boy meets girl, boy loses girl due to stupidity, boy finds girl again and discovers triplets. Boy desperately tries to win girl back. How does it end? Eleanor asked, accepting the flowers. Hopefully with happily ever after, but I'll settle for happily for now. Smooth talker. Desperate man who knows he's lucky to get this chance. Better. They left the triplets with Mrs. Chen, who shooed them out with instructions to take your time and remember what young love feels like. Young love, Eleanor laughed in the car. We're not that young anymore. Speak for yourself, I feel 18 again, nervous about impressing the prettiest girl in school. Now I know you're lying. I was never the prettiest girl in school. You were to me. Still are. He'd made reservations at a small Italian place, intimate but not overly fancy. Perfect. You remembered, Elena said softly. Our first date was Italian. Technically, our first date was splitting a hot dog from a street vendor because we were both broke. But our first real date, yes. That hot dog was perfect. You got mustard on your nose. I fell in love right then. Alexander, I know. Too much too fast. I'll try to behave. But behaving lasted exactly through appetizers. By the time their entrees arrived, they were deep in conversation, years melting away. Tell me about the birth, he said. Everything. I want to know it all. So Eleanor told him. The terror of early labor, the emergency C-section, the first time she saw 3 tiny faces, how Lucas came out fighting, how Lily observed everything even then, how Luna seemed to smile from the start. I named them alone, she said quietly. Lucas for strength, Lily for beauty, Luna for the night they were born under a full moon. They're perfect names, perfect children. They saved me, Elena admitted. When everything felt hopeless, they gave me purpose. 3 reasons to keep going. I'm sorry you had to do it alone. I wasn't alone. I had them. But you should have had me too. Yes, she agreed simply. I should have. They talked through dinner, through dessert, through coffee, about the triplets, about work, about dreams deferred and found again. I kept the ring, Alexander said suddenly. What? The engagement ring I'd bought. Before everything fell apart. I couldn't return it, couldn't sell it. It's been in my safe for 5 years. Alexander, I'm not proposing, not yet. Just wanted you to know that even when I thought I'd lost you forever, I kept it. Hope, I guess. Or stubbornness. That too. Lily gets it from both sides, apparently. Elena laughed. Poor kid. Double stubborn. She'll rule the world. All 3 of them will, in their own ways. With you as their mother. Absolutely. The restaurant was closing around them, but neither wanted the night to end. Walk with me, Alexander asked. They strolled through the city, hands linked, comfortable in a way that spoke of history and possibility. I've missed this, Elena said, just being with you. No kids to wrangle, no schedule to keep, just us. We could have more of this, regular date nights, building something together. You're getting ahead of yourself. I'm catching up to where I should have been 5 years ago. He stopped walking, turning to face her. Elena, I know I have no right to ask for forever, but can I ask for tomorrow? And the day after? Can I ask to wake up knowing you and our children are my reason for everything? You're not playing fair again. I'm not playing at all. She looked at him under the streetlights, this man who'd broken her heart and was trying so desperately to heal it. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes? To tomorrow, to the day after, to seeing where this goes. And to moving in together? Alexander, too soon? Way too soon. But not never. Not never," she conceded. He kissed her then, right there on the sidewalk, like they were young and in love and had all the time in the world. In a way they did. "I love you," he said against her lips. Past tense, present tense, future tense, all the tenses. "Grammar nerd," she teased, but her eyes were wet. "You're grammar nerd, if you'll have me. We'll see." But they both knew the answer, had known it from the moment he'd slid into her Uber that rainy night. Some loves were too big to die, too deep to forget. They just sometimes needed time to find their way home. When they picked up the triplets, 3 sleepy faces lit up at seeing them together. "Did you have fun?" Luna asked. "We did," Eleanor confirmed. "Are you boyfriend-girlfriend now?" Lucas wanted to know. "We're figuring it out," Alexander said. "Grown-ups are so slow," Lily sighed. "But that's okay. Good things take time." "When did you become so wise?" Elena asked, buckling her in. "Wednesday. We learned about patience." As Alexander drove them home, all of them together, Elena caught him smiling in the rearview mirror. "What?" she asked. "Just thinking about that Uber ride. How angry you were. How beautiful you looked anyway. How those 3 were already mine and I didn't even know it." "Fate works in mysterious ways," Elena said. "Or maybe love just refuses to give up," Alexander suggested, "even when we try to kill it." "Maybe." "Definitely," 3 voices chorused from the back seat. "Were you 3 awake this whole time?" Elena turned around. "Maybe," they giggled in unison. "Sneaky babies," she scolded without heat. "Sneaky family," Luna corrected. "All 5 of us. All 5 of us." The words settled around them like a blessing, like a promise, like coming home after a very long journey. "I like the sound of that," Alexander said softly. "Me too," Eleanor admitted. "We knew you would," Lily said smugly. "We're very smart." "The smartest," everyone agreed. As they pulled up to the apartment building, their building now, all of theirs, Eleanor felt something settle in her chest. Not the wild hope of youth or the desperate love of new romance, but something deeper. Something that had been tested by time and distance and had survived. "Same time next week?" Alexander asked hopefully. "Same time forever."